2000 hours. Good evening and welcome. This is the main news. My name is Patla Nepure.
A very good evening. I am Irene Yarambi, and with us at the Sign Language Desk is Nobo Maungwa. Let's take a look at the stories that are making the headlines.
Well, Zimbabwe's domestic currency yearly inflation rate is now down to a single digit. What is going on? We'll be finding out.
Now in other news, prophetic healing and deliverance, a PhD leader, Walter Magaya, faces more criminal charges.
Well, Zimbabwe has since secured 9.4 million United States dollars climate resilience fund. How will this work? We'll be finding out as well.
Now, government to construct a new stadium in Mount Hampden. That and more in sport.
Well, straight to our top story for tonight. Zimbabwe's domestic currency yearly inflation has gone down to a single digit for the first time since 1997, reflecting the Second Republic's commitment to restoring economic stability.
Fiscal and monetary authorities are walking the talk in terms of taming inflation. From an annualized domestic currency inflation rate of around 85% in April 2024 to 4.1% by January 2026, as reviewed by the Zimbabwe National Statistics Agency ZimStat data released on Monday. Consumers are excited about the prevailing price stability.
Unokwanisa kuseva uchikwanisa kubudgeta saka ndiona sekuti zvinhu zvangonaka izvo zviri kuitika izvo.
Goods and services, they are now affordable, at least if I'm looking at it.
Things are stabilizing for the better for the lower income earners.
It means we can plan our budgets without hesitation.
We also spoke to ZimStat Director General Mrs. Atafadzwa Bandama on inflationary trends in Zimbabwe.
Annual ZiG inflation has declined from 15% in December 2025 to 4.1% I should say, in January 2026. US dollar inflation has declined from 12.4% in December 2025 to 1% in January 2026. The decline in the inflation rate does not mean that prices are declining in the shops. But what is happening is the rate of increase of prices of goods and services in the shops is declining.
Based on the latest inflation data, Zimbabwe is now among
government maintains expected to become the status quo in our country.
Starting the year under favorable conditions characterized by a drop in terms of the overall inflation rate, further enhances capacity by industry and commerce to produce goods and services, as Zimbabwe gears for a 5% growth rate this year from 6.6% in 2024. This is in line with the aspirations of the National Development Strategy 2 towards consolidating macroeconomic stability gains. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
And now the government has extended the emergency road rehabilitation program to the end of December this year. The move is part of efforts to consolidate gains achieved in the modernization of the country's road network under the National Development Strategy 1. John Nandara gives us that report.
By extending the emergency road rehabilitation program, government aims to solidify and consolidate the infrastructure milestones recorded under the National Development Strategy 1, while also ensuring that the national transit routes are in line with regional and international standards. In light of this and other developments, government this Monday met with the country's road authorities and other stakeholders to further propel the emergency road rehabilitation program in line with infrastructure goals of the country's economic blueprint, the National Development Strategy 2.
The meeting for today was not to witch hunt. We're there trying to find a solution to see how we can approach and mitigate issues to do with our sorry state of roads, and this is precisely what we've done. And also to tap and ride onto the mantra of His Excellency, that nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. So I'm happy that the statutory instrument has been extended in 2024 to end at 31st of December, and if need be, that can still be extended again with the concurrence of His Excellency.
From the engagement, there was a consensus that there is need to consolidate the gains realized under the National Development Strategy 1, where several roads received a facelift.
The amount of rainfall that we got this year is quite out of the normal, and as such, a number of our bridges, causeways, and the roads were badly damaged. So we're going to focus on those ones.
It has been a very much insightful conversation between road authorities and mostly the Minister of Transport, where they actually invited us on the table to sit and proffer for solutions following these incessant rains and issues that have actually caused chaos in our roads.
Road authorities such as rural district councils and urban local authorities have been able to undertake various road rehabilitation projects using funds they access from the Zimbabwe National Roads Administration, ZINARA.
Now that we have an asphalt plant ourselves, and that asphalt will be provided to us by the government, it will expedite those procurement processes. In fact, it may eliminate them altogether.
Also emphasize that the rural areas have been very much affected, because you know, for most of the rural roads, they are gravel and earth roads, and now with these rains, they are easily washed away.
The extension of the emergency road rehabilitation program also underscores our government's commitment to using robust infrastructure as a key pillar to the attainment of an upper middle income society by 2030. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, there is excitement in the aviation sector as an Ethiopian airline, Boeing 787-800 Dreamliner, touched down at the Joshua Mkavuko Nkomo International Airport in Bulawayo today.
It was a perfect landing, a package delivered by Ethiopian Airlines.
We're really glad for this occasion, and it was successfully accomplished.
The business about the cargo on board was purely cricket at a time when Zimbabwe and Namibia are co-hosting the Under-19 Cricket World Cup.
We're feeling pretty good. We have Sri Lanka, I think, in 3 days' time, so hopefully we can come out and get the job done.
Really excited as well with the welcome that we got here. I mean, everyone on the flight was looking around, wondering what was going on.
We want to exploit this opportunity so that we sustain this kind of operations, the size of 787.
For a nation that has anchored a clear-cut vision of growth, the historic Ethiopian Airlines landing at Joshua Mkavuko International Airport also speaks to scoring victories on many fronts simultaneously. The success in cricket is also bringing economic opportunities for Zimbabwe. Destination Zimbabwe endorsement continues unabated. Mhlomuli Ncube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Now, Zimbabwe is poised for cooking oil self-sufficiency through increased production of oil seeds, which is expected to reduce the crude oil import bill, estimated at over $100 million annually.
Local farmers are scaling up production of soybeans and other oil seeds to complement government efforts to increase cooking oil production while substituting imports.
At Kushinga Farm in Mazowe, an impressive 180 hectares of soybean are thriving. Farm manager Wallace Nevera attributes the good crop to early planting and favorable rainfall received during the summer cropping season.
Takarima soybeans, takarima hectares anosvika 180 hectares dzatakarima mwaka uno. Istakajira musi 23 November 2025. Isu takaona kuti takakwanisa kurima soya tagona kuyamura nyika inodawo mafuta inodawo zvinhu zvakasiyana-siyana.
Agronomist Blessing Hatidane highlighted that they responded positively to government's goal to enhance production of industrial crops, strengthen oilseed production and build national seed banks.
Tirikudyidzana zvakanyanya nemurimi wedu akarima mahectares anosvika 180. Hakusi kutamba kana kuri ku commercial farming. Saka murimi yeye tinomutsigira zvakanyanya, tinodyidzana, tanga tichibatsirana kubva pakudyara.
The Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. Anxious Masuka, said government is implementing a comprehensive oilseed production strategy aimed at achieving self-sufficiency.
Tibva tati chechitatu tinoda oil seeds security. Saka zvirimwa zvinotipa izvozvo maringazuva, masunflower, idonje ne soybean ndo zvitatu zvatakatarisa kuti patinochitanga kupinda mumwaka utoteera tinofungidzira kuti tinokwanisa kuita mafuta anotikwanira senyika tozomira kutenga kubva kunze kwenyika.
Zimbabwe requires approximately 180 million liters of cooking oil annually and currently relies heavily on imports of crude soybean and sunflower oil for further processing.
Last year, government gazetted Statutory Instrument 87 of 2025, compelling industry to source at least 40% of oilseeds and related products locally by April this year. This policy is expected to stimulate production by farmers such as those in Mazowe. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Mazowe.
Now, the country's national herd has grown by 2% over the past 5 years as the government activates mitigation measures against foot and mouth disease. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Professor Obedjiri, says Zimbabwe is safe after putting in place adequate measures to protect the national herd.
The land reform program continues to bear fruit, and here we are in Dawendale, where one of the upcoming farmers, Mr. Mzilikazi, has taken the production of livestock to greater heights. Here, as you can see, he has managed to build his herd from 0 to about 180 now within a short space of time.
Takatanga tiri kunyabira tichitoshandisa pakanzvimbo kadiki keimwe hama tichichizoya panapa tine mombe 60 eko zvino hatina kana gore pano taane mombe dzinosvika 180 so chishuwiro chedu chekuti panopera 2 years tinofanira kunge taane mombe dziri between 600 to 1000.
Simba Ngorima is one of the cattle headers.
Every 5 days tinenge tichidhibisa mombe dzedu. Hapana chirwere chinowanikwa chichapinda ipapo.
Professor Obedjiri, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, highlighted that the government has put in place stringent measures to mitigate against the outbreak of such deadly diseases, foot and mouth FMD.
In terms of foot and mouth disease, very tense regional situation, but Zimbabwe is still safe except for Mangwe district, which we have already notified. We are sure that we will be able to keep the situation under control.
Despite the ravaging effects of the January disease, which wiped the national herd by 500,000 in the previous years, government has come up with several intervention measures which has seen the national herd growing and back on track from 5.4 million in 2020. The cattle national herd now stands at 5.7 million. 10 Daim Munengwa, ZBC News in Dawendale.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, who is also the environment patron, has implored communities to play a role in restoring forests by planting trees.
Environment patron, First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, led a massive tree planting exercise at the Trabablas interchange, a shining example of modern infrastructure and national progress, and at Glenview 2 Primary School as part of her ongoing efforts to combat climate change. At the school, she led from the front by planting trees alongside learners, reinforcing the importance of environmental stewardship from an early age. She also interacted with the learners on which name to give to one of the newly planted trees.
So the tree will be called the Moyo tree.
What did you say about your mother?
My mother's totem is
The program is part of a national campaign launched by President Emmerson Mnangagwa in Manicaland to restore forests and beautify the environment. The event was part of a broader forestation drive aimed at promoting environmental conservation. Dr. Mnangagwa, the environment patron, braved the scorching heat to plant indigenous trees, starting with the acacia or munga tree, which is the tree of the year. She was joined by several officials, including the Minister of Environment, Climate and Wildlife, Dr. Evelyn Ndlovu, Harare Mayor, Councillor Jacob Mafume, and ZANU-PF Harare Provincial Chairman, Comrade Godwin Masimiremga, who also took part in the tree planting exercise. Not to be outdone is ZANU-PF Deputy Secretary for Environment, Comrade Joshua Sako, and representatives from the Zimbabwe Republic Police. During the event, Dr. Mnangagwa emphasized the importance of tree planting in restoring lost forests and mitigating the effects of climate change. She highlighted that every citizen has a role to play in building a greener and healthier Zimbabwe. As the environment patron, she reaffirmed her commitment to supporting initiatives that promote the health and well-being of people.
As we gather at this venue, it is not only about planting trees, but to plant a vision of beautification of cities and towns in this country. The importance of tree planting as one of the means to restore our lost trees and forests cannot be overemphasized. It is, however, the survival of such planted trees that determine whether or not we are making the desired progress in our endeavors as a nation. As we stand together on this important day, we affirm our collective commitment to building a Zimbabwe that is greener, healthier, and more resilient. I am reliably informed that the nation has since planted 27.2 million trees against a set target of 30 million by the end of the tree planting season. This is testament of the collaborative effort from various stakeholders, and I strongly believe that as a nation we can surpass the set target. It is my clarion call that everyone should consider planting trees before the end of the tree planting season.
Dr. Mnangagwa then proceeded to Glenview 2 Primary School, where she led students in a tree planting exercise, engaging them in interactive sessions on the benefits of trees and wildlife conservation.
miti inotipa mumvuri wekugara kana kutipisa. Miti inotipa multiculturation inobatsira kuti mvura inaye. Miti inodzivirira soil erosion. Tinowana mari dzedzimwe nyika kubva kumhuka. Tinowana manyowa kumhuka dzinosanganisira mombe kana huku yatinozoisa mumuriwo yedu kuti ikure. Tinowana leather kubva kumhuka dzakaita semombe inozoshandiswa kugadzira mahandbag.
The First Lady also took the opportunity to impart valuable life lessons to the learners, advising them to avoid early sexual relationships, drug and substance abuse, and laziness. She encouraged them to prioritize their education, practice good hygiene, and strive to become professionals. Dr. Mnangagwa rallied the learners to share with their peers what they learned about tree planting and environmental conservation. She also reminded the children to embrace the values of discipline, resilience, hard work, and obedience in order for them to realize their dreams. The Deputy Minister of Transport and Infrastructure Development, Comrade Joshua Sako, who is also the ZANU-PF's Deputy Secretary for Environment, applauded the initiative.
Ndine mufaro mukuru nebasa rikubatwa pano rekusima miti paTrabablas interchange. Chisikwa chakavakwa navaMnangagwa munyika yeZimbabwe. Saka amai mauya neprogram yekusima miti yebeautification. Toda kuzvitenda, toda kuzvikudza nekuti tirikunakisa interchange yedu.
Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Harare Metropolitan Province, Mr. Cosmas Chiringa, held the tree planting initiative and other programs being implemented by the First Lady countrywide.
Tirikubva kuTrabablas namai ende uye zvakare tichiuya futi pano mubasa riri kuitwa namai kunyaya yekuita kuti environment yatinogara irambe yakangopfeka. Tinge tichisima miti, tinoziva zviri kuitika munyaya dzemiti. Saka mai waita kuti izvo pazuva renhasi tinge tichicherechedza basa iroro rinokosha.
Harare Mayor Councillor Jacob Mafume, in his vote of thanks, outlined the significance of the program.
Vauya nechirongwa chekuti aiwa Trabablas haina kushongedzwa kana baba vakaimba mai ndo vanoisa masofa nemamira nekugadziriza nekushongedza mumba, handiti ndizvo? Saka vauya vakati aiwa baba vakagadzira Trabablas, vakagadzira mudhuri, asi mudhuri unoda kuiswa makeup, oda kuitwa inonzi beautification, ndizvo? Saka beautification inotanga pamiti, saka tinotenda nemiti yasimwa.
The nation has since planted over 27 million trees against a set target of 30 million by the end of the tree planting season. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, the government is aligning service delivery targets for local authorities to the National Development Strategy 2.
Government has expressed satisfaction with the role being played by the devolution program and public-private partnerships in improving service delivery across the country. The Minister of Local Government and Public Works briefed the media in Harare this Monday on how Triple Ps have transformed solid waste management and water provision in Harare. He, however, highlighted gaps and local authorities' shortcomings, hence the need to align service delivery targets to the National Development Strategy 2.
The local authorities rely predominantly on devolution funds for funding service delivery. And devolution funds may not be enough or are not enough to pay for all the services. So we then sought guidance from His Excellency and we are allowed to invite the private sector to come and provide services on a PPP basis, private-public partnerships. We started with the city of Harare. You are aware that we have got Geopomola on waste management and waste collection. And all of us will bear testimony to the fact that majority of our suburbs, both in the low density and high density, we've got trucks collecting on a regular basis, collecting refuse. We are now aligning all the services, service delivery mechanisms to the National Development Strategy 2.
The minister also spoke against corruption in local authorities.
These are some of the challenges that we are facing with the local authorities. In the city of Harare, you are aware there is a commission of inquiry that was put in place by His Excellency and they finished their work. We're just waiting for directive now about the city of Harare.
Now, in June last year, President Emmerson Mnangagwa launched the Call to Action, No Compromise to Service Delivery Blueprint and Minimum Service Delivery Standards to compel local authorities to enhance service delivery in line with the demands for the country to attain an upper middle-income society status by 2030. Panache Nagoli, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, for more news, you can log on to our website. That is www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also follow us on our X handle, that is @ZBC News Online. You can also follow us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, that is ZBC News Online.
Well, there are more stories to expect on this bulletin, and this is what you can look forward to. The country has secured $9.4 million United States dollars in climate resilience fund. Well, there is excitement in the air. The government says it is to construct a new stadium in Mount Hampton. Well, be sure to join us for that and a whole lot more when we come back.
Fire Net 1. Every $10 recharge brings you closer to amazing prizes including smart TVs, cell phones, and the grand prize solar kit. See Net 1 online platforms for details.
Feel the fun. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Terms and conditions apply. Net 1. The world in one.
Heritage-based curriculum.
Ziva kwakabva, ziva kwauri kuenda umbangu,
kudzoka umbango.
Embracing the heritage-based curriculum framework 2024 to 2030 to produce citizenry with relevant pragmatic schemes, applied knowledge, values and dispositions for national development through STEM. Science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Our education, our innovation, our industrialization, our national development.
When shopping, Zinks counts every cent, so he pays for groceries, not bags, because bags are not groceries. If smart choices mean a great deal to you, get a Dunked Crunch Burger, 1-piece original recipe chicken, small chips, and a 330ml drink for only $8.50. Now, that's how you box clever.
A historic milestone is underway. It's the first temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Zimbabwe opened its doors to members of the public. This rare open house invites people from all backgrounds to step inside and feel the peace, beauty, and purpose of this sacred place. From 22 January to 7 February 2026, residents and visitors alike are all welcome. Come and see the Harare Zimbabwe Temple at 65 Enterprise Road, Harare.
Enroll today for our February 2026 intake at the Zimbabwe School of Mines. We are offering certificate, diploma, and postgraduate programs in foundry technology, iron and steel making, mineral exploration, and many more. O-level holders and diploma holders are eligible to apply. Apply today before the 6th of February at sis.zsm.ac.zw.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. You are still watching the main news. And our prophetic healing and deliverance, a PhD leader, Walter Magaya, is facing more criminal charges after he was arrested soon after appearing at the Harare Magistrates Court on rape and fraud charges this Monday.
It never rains but pours for prophetic healing and deliverance ministries leader Walter Magaya, who was arrested on additional 4 allegations of rape soon after appearing at the Harare Magistrates Court Monday morning. Police officers pounced on Magaya, who was out on bail after appearing in court for rape and fraud charges. After he was rearrested, Magaya was brought back to court where the state pressed more charges of rape, which brings them to 9 in total. This led to the state making an application to place him on remand, claiming Magaya is facing serious offenses. After the submissions, he was remanded in custody to the 16th of February, when the trial on fresh charges is expected to start. The PhD leader, who earlier appeared for rape and fraud allegations this Monday, is expected back in court on the 27th of March for the fraud case. The court is this Tuesday expected to make a ruling on when the rape case will commence. This comes after the state requested more time amid revelations the witness in the case was unable to travel to Zimbabwe on time to attend the court session. However, Mr. Magaya's legal team, led by Mr. Admire Rubaya, opposed the application for postponement of the matter. According to court documents, Magaya's rape allegations date back to 2013, when he reportedly met the EU complainant for a prayer session. Magaya allegedly made sexual advances until he raped the victim after inviting her to a local hotel. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Now the country has secured over $9 million from the African Development Bank and the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. The initiative is under the African Development Bank's climate action window for strengthening the agriculture sector's resilience against climate shocks.
Government's quest to build a resilient agricultural system has seen it receive a grant worth $9.4 million US from the African Development Bank and the International Fund for Agricultural Development. This was revealed by a representative from the African Development Bank on the sidelines of a validation workshop held here in Bulawayo.
This is mainly meant to strengthen climate resilience and the mainstreaming adaptation activities in agriculture development interventions. The government of Zimbabwe has accessed this fund to a tune of 9.4 million.
With the climate index indicating that 9 out of 10 weak states are in Africa, this fund is set to eradicate challenges brought by climate change.
IFAD assisted the government of Zimbabwe to develop a concept note on the Resilient Agriculture Cluster Project, RACAP, and responded to the first call for proposal on the adaptation sub-window. The 9.4 million grant was approved to co-finance the ongoing IFAD-funded Small Holders Agriculture Cluster Project, SACAP, by reducing fragility, strengthening climate resilience, nutrition outcome, and institutional capacity.
We are committed to support the government of Zimbabwe in building resilient, inclusive, and sustainable rural livelihoods through our investments, such as the Smallholder Agriculture Cluster Project, the Horticulture Enterprise Enhancement Project, and the recently closed Smallholder Irrigation Revitalization Project.
The funding for the Resilient Agriculture Cluster Project comes in to build on the successes of the Smallholder Agriculture Cluster Project, which has seen farmers run thriving village business units.
We seek today and tomorrow to co-create and design for co-implementation of transformative agriculture, food systems, and rural transformation initiatives.
The Resilient Agriculture Cluster Project is said to be rooted in local realities in order to promote the national food strategy. Lisa Kodira, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The establishment of rural industries and local processing hubs through the Rural Development 8.0 model has become a practical tool for boosting a value addition of local farm produce. This was revealed by the Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Senator Monica Mchangwa, in an interview with ZBC News.
In this country, wherever you go, you see, even in the rural areas, there's so much transformation. Industrialization is happening because the government, through our ministry, is doing quite a lot in terms of value addition, making sure that there's no post-harvest losses. We've seen the government coming up with artificial intelligence silos, and that will ensure that there's no post-harvest losses. We have also come up with processing plants, especially in the rural areas. For example, there is Hauna processing plant where we identified more than 1,000 farmers of bananas, and most of the time these bananas were rotting. And now with this processing plant, there is value addition, beneficiation. You now can have banana chips, banana flour, and many more other fruits are actually being processed at that same plant. We are also making sure that formalization is important. So as a ministry, we've upskilled our game to make sure that our SMEs are formalized. We have been going all out to educate them. They understand the benefits of formalization. We've also engaged the registrar of companies to make sure that they simplify. We also have engaged a lot of our government stakeholders to make sure that compliance costs are low. Because when SMEs do register, they do have a permanent address. And when they have a permanent address, what that means is they'll pay more revenue in taxes to the government and also to the local authorities.
Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development there, Senator Monica Mchangwa. Now, the municipality of Gwanda has upscaled its drive to quality service delivery after the local authority procured sewer pumps and service vehicles.
What has become common in old suburbs, popularly known as Elogichin or Kurokeshen, like Mbare, Mutapa in Gweru, Makokoba in Blawa, and Jaunda here in Gwanda, has been that they always have raw sewage flowing in the streets as a result of the failure by opposition-run urban local authorities to deal decisively with the sewage system. And here in Gwanda, residents say they've always been fighting the local authority over its failure to deal with sewage that always flow in this street.
Amanye amasewage aphambi kwezinto uthi nxa sitishi sidubuka vele kuyabe kusegumeni lo muntu, so yikho lapha asefactor khona ukuthi lema toilet nxa sokunjalo nxa ingavele igcwale lapha nxa sokugcwele phansi njengoba nathi sinasela ibona lapha nxa ingadubuka kwamba kuyagcwala yonke indawo.
Lo mnuko lwana vele asithwayisa nzima uyabuzungena ezindlini mina nje kamkho apha kwesinye isikhathi yayidubuke khona apha endlini eduzane wona thole sokugeleza so
especially ku-business kuyasi-affecta thina ngoba abantu babe bengasafuni ukuthenga athi labona ukuthi sithengise into ezidliwayo so abantu babe sebesesaba ukuthenga ukugeleza after 3 days ugeleza after 3 days ugeleza kodwa kwakathesi hayi sokungconywana sibini sokuphile kangcono ngoba qala abantu bebenyathela sibili idoti sesize sesisaba lathi
bana babedlalela khonapho ikholera vele singathi ngezinye indlela.
As a result, the local authority here in Gwanda has responded by procuring 4 pumps that will solve problem stations.
Kumele simake sure ukuthi lapho okushota khona izinto, we make sure we get all the necessary equipment and tools that will make us achieve. We started last year ngokuthola earth moving equipment. Now sesikuma service delivery vehicles sesithengile pump. We are getting there.
Problems of the past will be normal because of our pumps. We are developing as Gwanda towards Vision 2030 into an upper middle income economy step by step.
President Mnangagwa is on record to have called on urban authorities to prioritize service delivery, and this move by the local authority here in Gwanda is in tandem with the government's position. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Gwanda.
The SADC Emergency Response Team is supporting the government of Mozambique's ongoing response to severe flooding, working closely with national authorities and humanitarian partners.
Search and rescue operations continue in the hardest hit areas of Gaza and Maputo provinces of Mozambique, with national and international assets deployed to save lives in flooded areas, including floodplain zones. In a statement, SADC noted that the floods have caused widespread displacement, extensive damage to critical infrastructure, and severe disruption to livelihoods, with submerged farmlands and reduced access to food for affected communities.
The deployment of the Southern African Development Community Emergency Response Team forms part of SADC's regional disaster response mechanisms to support the government of Mozambique following the declaration of a red alert on 16th January 2026 and the subsequent appeal for humanitarian assistance in response to severe flooding that has affected several provinces in that country. The SADC Emergency Response Team comprises a multidisciplinary team of experts in safety and security, logistics, search and rescue, information management and data collection.
Flooding caused by prolonged rainfall has affected several SADC member states, with Mozambique and South Africa hardest hit. On the 22nd of this month, President Emmerson Mnangagwa responded to requests for support from Mozambique and Malawi. Internally, the head of state directed the Civil Protection Unit to be on high alert, supported by all ancillary agencies that include the Army, police, and government departments to deal with all anticipated weather disasters in the country.
Right, you have to feel for our brothers and sisters out there in Mozambique. Well, for now, we're off to a break. Be sure to join us for more news when we come back.
At CBZ Bank, we understand the unique challenges and needs of those in the mining sector. So we offer a comprehensive suite of financial services tailored specifically for this sector. Our lease finance scheme lets you easily acquire heavy mining equipment without breaking the bank. And with value chain financing, we help streamline your operations by providing funds for input suppliers and buyers within your supply chain. Need extra cash flow? Our overdraft facilities are here to help bridge any gaps in capital while you wait on payments from clients or investors. But that's not all. We also provide insurance services to protect against unexpected events that could disrupt your business, risk advisory and financial advisory services to ensure wise investments and strategic planning. CBZ Bank is committed to helping you succeed in the dynamic mining world. Trust us to be your partner every step of the way. CBZ Bank, partners for success.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory with more because we got you. You get it? You know that. We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars. It's my specialty. We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay. We got you. DSTV, we got you all the way.
Enjoy! Jiriku Fire Net 1. Every $10 recharge brings you closer to amazing prizes including smart TVs, cell phones, and the grand prize solar kit. See Net 1 online platforms for details.
Feel the fun. Enjoy! See Jabula. Enjoy!
Terms and conditions apply. Net 1, the world in one.
Welcome back. We now take a look at the arts, and our local musicians are raising critical questions about the relevance and operational methods of the Zimbabwe Music Rights Association, ZIMURA, in ensuring fair and transparent royalty payments in the digital age. The artists gathered in Harare this Monday to chart the way forward regarding the modernization and transparency in ZIMURA operations.
Artists and practitioners within the musical fraternity are raising concerns around the relevance of the Zimbabwe Music Rights Association in being able to ensure adequate remuneration for artists, more importantly, in modern times.
To be honest, but yes, I've collected royalties over the years, but how accurate is it? You know, it's not, you can never know because you don't know if it's really digitalized, it's really monitored.
At the way forward, the world is moved. So what I think is good, let's digitalize our things. Says I'm going to get post office. But WhatsApp, my messages, everything changed. So let's digitalize our things.
ZIMURA, which falls under the purview of the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, plays the integral role of ensuring that artists are remunerated at least twice within the year.
Well, ZIMURA is, it falls under the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, and it is managed directly by the CIPZ, Companies and Intellectual Property Office of Zimbabwe. Its mandate is to collect on behalf of composers, both locally and internationally, distributing. Right now it distributes 2 times a year, but so far our only challenge with it has been what we can term as alleged misappropriation of funds. Artists today have gathered here to discuss the way forward.
The regularization of the creative sector towards the creative economy is crucial towards economic inclusion and the advancement of the National Development Strategy 2 within the arts sector. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
Right, and that issue has been hogging the limelight for the past 2 weeks. Looks like things are heating up there. Well, when we come back, Anasha will be joining us with your latest beat in the world of sport. To stay with us.
We're kicking your year off
in all her glory.
with more because we got you.
You get it?
We got kicks, we got scores, we got action, we got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama, we got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Donzai.
Drug and substance abuse leads to serious health problems, financial troubles,
accidents, injuries, relationship issues, and addiction,
which can be very difficult to overcome. Above all, drug and substance abuse is a crime.
Are you struggling with drug and substance abuse?
Do you know someone who is struggling with drug and substance abuse-related addiction?
Get assistance. Call now on the Drug and Substance Abuse Unit toll-free number
0801 4424.
For all mental health challenges, please call toll-free number 2024.
Don't let drugs control your life. Seek help and start your journey to recovery today.
Welcome to the Sports Corner. Anasha Mrombid's here with the latest in the world of sport. Plans are underway for the construction of a national stadium in Mount Hampton as the government steps up for efforts to improve Zimbabwe's sports infrastructure for the country to host major international events.
The proposed project was reviewed in a statement published on the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion's X platform after a high-level meeting with representatives of the Mabetex Group on the sidelines of the 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. The facility is expected to be a world-class multi-purpose stadium with a retractable roof capable of hosting international football and rugby matches, major concerts, and other large-scale global events. According to the ministry, the project is expected to spur urban development, expand opportunities for young people, and strengthen national pride while positioning Zimbabwe as a competitive destination for international sport and entertainment. The Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion noted that the initiative reflects global trends and recognizes sport as a key economic sector, particularly for a country with a faster-growing youth population. The announcement comes at a time when Zimbabwe's national teams are hosting international matches outside the country after local stadiums failed to meet a Confederation of African Football standards. Meanwhile, government says refurbishment works at the National Sports Stadium are on course as part of efforts to bring international football back to Zimbabwe. Lawrence Trusida, ZBC News, Harare.
Former champions Zimbabwe have moved to reinforce their squad ahead of the 2026 Castle Lager Premier Soccer League season after signing some experienced players, including Malawian international Lawrence Chazia.
The Shamba Bay side are currently in Botswana, where they've pitched a camp for a 2-week pre-season training program as preparations for the upcoming campaign gather pace. Simba Bora are rebuilding after losing some key players at the end of last season and are expected to unveil gritty midfielder Adrian Silla and striker Cloud Mopoka as part of efforts to reshape their squad. The new signings are headlined by Malawian international Lawrence Chazia, an experienced centre-back who was turning out for Super League side Mighty Wanderers. The rebuilding exercise comes as Simba Bora carried a bloated squad last season, particularly in midfield, where competition for places was intense. Several players have since moved on, including midfielders Emmanuel Zocha, Junior Makunike and Donald Mudadi. The club has also lost striker Isaga Gururab and goalkeeper Tondrea Matoyaungwa as part of the off-season clear-out. With the trimming of the numbers and targeted reinforcements, Simba Bora are aiming for a more balanced squad as they look to challenge for honours. Lawrence Truseda, ZBC News, Harare.
Exciting young midfield additions Tanyarazo Chioro and Tasha Dube headline the Mighty Warriors squad named for the upcoming 2026 COSAFA Women's Championship set for South Africa.
Zimbabwe's Mighty Warriors, led by coach Sitatelelwe Sibanda, are gearing up for the regional showdown, which runs from the 18th of February to the 1st of March. The squad announcement features fresh energy in the midfield with Shisham Queen's youngster Tasha Dube earning a call-up, while Tanyarazo Chiworo makes a return to the national setup. The Mighty Warriors head into the tournament on the back of a strong showing at last year's Three Nations tournament in Malawi, where they lifted the title after defeating Malawi and Zambia. Coach Sibanda has made measured adjustments to the squad as she balances youth and experience ahead of the COSAFA Challenge. In attack, Zimbabwe will look to Pregnant Shawanda, Privilege Mpeti, Ethel Chinyerere and Rutendo Makwore, while Daisy Kaitano and Shailin Dambamuromo provide stability in the midfield. The defensive unit includes Agnes Tumbare, Alice Moyo, Christabel Katona and Sheila Antonio, among others. Goalkeeping duties will be handled by Cynthia Shonga, Delight Matigwene, and Vanessa Lunga.
Zimbabwe's young chevrons are set for a tough challenge against the 5-time champions India in a Super 6 encounter of the ICC Under-19 Master Cricket World Cup at Queen's Sports Club in Blair this Tuesday.
The co-hosts have been struggling in the global tournament, still looking to find their footing. The young Indians, on the other hand, are riding high with a perfect 3 wins from 3, looking to continue their winning streak. The 5-time champions' unbeaten run in the tournament is backed by a 5-0 head-to-head advantage over Zimbabwe, making them the clear favorite. However, the young chevrons will be hoping to turn the tables, buoyed by the support of their passionate home crowd. Zimbabwe's hopes hinge on the shoulders of opener Nathaniel Shlabangana, who has been their most prolific batter, scoring 59 runs in the previous encounter. Captain Simbarashe Mudzengerere has also chipped in with 46 runs, while Shelton Mazutorera has been the leading wicket taker with 3 scalps. On the other hand, India will rely on the firepower of Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Abhyagan Kundu, and Henil Patel to propel them to another win. With Zimbabwe winless so far and India on a roll, this is shaping up to be an intriguing contest. Meanwhile, in matches played this Monday, USA won by 7 wickets over Scotland in a playoff match. In the Super 6 matches, England beat Bangladesh by 7 wickets, while Sri Lanka won against Afghanistan by 4 wickets. Action continues this Tuesday with Zimbabwe taking on India, while Pakistan face off against New Zealand.
The going is getting tougher for Zimbabwe's Hippo Hockey Club after a 3-0 defeat by defending champions the Ghana Revenue Authority on day 3 of the Africa Cup for Club Championship in Harare this Monday.
It is a vibe right here at St. John's AstroTurf where it's all happening at the Africa Cup for Club Champions. The 28-time champions of the Egyptians are here, and the defending women's champions, Ghana Revenue Authority, are here. And I can tell you that the defending champions just dished a masterclass right here at the turf. Unfortunately, that lesson was taught to the Zimbabwean champions, Hippo, who lost 3-0. But the coach believes the lessons were just invaluable.
It's been a long time coming to get this type of hockey here in Zimbabwe. I think the last time we hosted a tournament of this magnitude was in 2012. So we have not seen this level of club hockey in the country. So it's been important for our players to be able to get the exposure playing against the top teams in Africa.
The champions, I believe that determination and a strong financial support has seen them being 5-time African champions.
We promised our authorities that we are bringing back this trophy back to them because we took it from them and they told us that we should bring back the trophy, and we promised. So that is why we are very anxious to take it back.
The action continues deep into the night as the 9 men's teams and the 4 ladies teams compete for honors right here at St. John's College. And we can also let you know that the ladies competition is a round-robin phase where the top 2 teams will progress to the final, with the bottom 2 fighting out for the bronze medal. While for the men's team, they'll get through to the semi-finals that will be starting on Wednesday, with Tuesday being a rest day. Lawrence Triseda, ZBC News, Harare.
That's it from the Sports Corner. Guys, I'm done here.
All right, great stuff. Thanks a lot, Anashe, there looking at our sport. But before you go, I know that we started very well with the Under-19 Cricket World Cup. We started with the trophy parade during the course when it came to Zimbabwe, and the tournament proper has started. How has it been going?
Right, the tournament has been successful, but it's quite a struggle for the young chevrons as they are yet to find their footing. They are yet to get a win. They actually got into the Super 6 by luck after their abandoned match against Scotland, which earned them a point. But we'll see how they'll go against the 5-time champions. You know, it's going to be a tough match against India tomorrow.
Tough one indeed. I hear there's also a 14-year-old who is doing wonders there, and one of the youngest players to be signed as well in the PL, right?
Of course. This tournament is quite kind of giving these youngsters more opportunity to showcase their talent, and also looking forward to feed into the senior team. So it's quite commendable to have such youngsters doing wonders at the tournament.
Fantastic stuff. We know that match is going to be played at Queen's Sports Club, and I was hoping it was at Harare Sports Club. I would have taken an off day to just go and enjoy the cricket match. Well, that is our look at sport. Thanks a lot, Anasha, there with our look at sport. I'm sure back again tomorrow. And that brings us to the end of tonight's main news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.